Hi YouTube, welcome to my channel. My name is Livingston and thank you so much for the love that you showed on my previous video. Thank you so much. So today we are going to retouch this image by Joseph Mayo. I'll link his Instagram account in the description below. So first thing first, I'm going to do the Instagram crop. So I just duplicated the layer. Then I did the 4x5 crop. The next thing is that I'm going to remove the blemishes of the image. So I'm using Prince Meyson's frequency separation, the basic frequency separation. So with this, is going to separate the colors from the textures. Yeah, so I would work on the texture layer or the high frequency layer. Yeah, so here you choose your clone stamp tool. You sample a good area, then you brush. You sample a good area, then brush. So basically that was what I was doing here. You just sample a good area where there are no blemishes, and you make sure that the size of a brush is like a little bigger than the blemishes. So if you look, I was changing the size of the brushes here and there. Yeah, so the blemishes were very small, very tiny. So sometimes I just have to be small on that part. So yeah, you sample a good part, you paint, you sample a good part, you paint. Yeah, so that was what I was doing. So I'm going to fast track the video from here so that it doesn't bore you. Yeah, so let's fast track it. Yeah, so we are done removing the blemishes. A quick before and after. I've done a pretty decent job here. Alright, so the next thing is I'm going to create a stamp visible layer. Ctrl-Shift-Alt-E on your keyboard. On Windows, please. Alright, so here the next thing is that I'm going to try and remove some of the stray hairs. You know, there's some leaking stray hairs on the background, if you can see. Yeah, when I zoom in, you can see. So still with the stamp visible layer, with the clone stamp tool. I just brush a good part and I sample a good part, then I brush over the hair, over the blemish I want to take off. Yeah, so sample a good part, you take it off. Sample a good part, then you take it off. Yeah. I don't want too many layers. I don't like working with too many layers. So when I'm done, I just merge. When I'm done, I'm just merge. So the next thing is I'm going to work on the color. So first I worked on the textures, now I'm going to work on the color. So same 14 for headshots like this. Like I choose a radius of 14 for headshots like this. Yeah, it's mostly work for me for headshots, not So I'm going to work on the low frequency layer. That's what I'm going to work on. So with this, I'll just choose my lasso tool, and I will draw. You see, I will just draw like that on the forehead, how the forehead is shaped or how the face is shaped. A part of the face is shaped. Then I go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. So you get the original 14 there, but the pros are saying you multiplied by 3. Yeah, so that's what I did. I just reduced the figure by a tad. So yeah, I think I was satisfied with that. Yeah, so I'll keep on doing that. So I just draw on how the face is shaped. Yeah, you go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Yeah, so the same number, filter, blur, Gaussian blur. So on the keyboard, the shortcut to that, when you do that repeatedly, it's quite stressful. So I can just press Alt Control F on the keyboard, then I'm good to go. So Alt Control F, and I'm gone. Yeah, so you draw, Alt Control F, and done. Ta-da! So with the nose, careful, you have to be very careful, otherwise then the nose will look very flat. Right, so you just choose a smaller radius for the nose. Yeah, so that's what we do. I just choose a smaller radius for the nose. Yeah, otherwise it will look very flat. Dodge and bend can resolve that, but I don't want to risk it. I can't risk it. Yeah, so with the chest area, which was not quite sharp, I just chose the blurriness I use for the radius that I use for the nose. Yeah, so I increased it later on. And I work with it. Yeah, so you sample, Alt Control F, you sample, Alt Control F, sample, Alt Control F. That part of the hand was too bright. So I'll work on that one later. Okay, before and after. The skin is, looking pretty good. So these actions, I got them from Prince Meyson. So you can get it on his website. You check his YouTube channel out, then you can get them on his website. So the next thing I'm going to do is dodge and bend. Yeah. So here, this is just a help layer. So yeah, it's included in his actions, in his retouching actions. So please try and get it. It makes your work very easier than creating it yourself, Or you can also create your own actions and use. Yeah, I'm that lazy, so. Alright, so I'm doing global dodge and bend. So when I'm doing it, I normally turn off all the layers I've worked on, with the exception of the background layer and the global dodge and bend layers. Yeah, so you just zoom in and you try to, where they are highlighting, the black, where it's showing black is where they are highlights, and where it's showing dark, when you invert the layer, where it's showing dark is where you have the highlights, and where it's showing quite whitish is where the shadows are. Yeah, let me put it that way, where the shadows are. So I'm going to paint. I'm going to first dodge where the highlights are used, so you can see on the forehead there's some highlights there. So just carefully paint around. When you overdo it, you just reduce the opacity and you're good to go. And so first I'm dodging, so the part of the nose, the forehead, then I come to the cheeks, the jaw. Yeah, so wherever you see a darker part, you try and bend, and you try and dodge, because the image is inverted. So where you see a lighter part, you bend. Yeah, you try to make the image look more 3D. Yeah, something like that, not flat. Yeah. The reason why we do dodge and bend is that after frequency separation, the image becomes quite flat, and we're trying to bring in some contrast to the image by doing dodge and bend. Yeah, so the hand that is very bright, I'm trying to reduce the highlight. So I'm rather bending the hand, like the brighter part, it was looking too bright. Yeah, so I'm trying to bend that part. Yeah, so it's looking quite better. So when you finish, you just turn back all your layers, then you check your before and after. Yeah, I've done a decent job. If you're not satisfied, if you think you have done too much, you just reduce the opacity. Just play with the opacity handle, then I think you'll be good. This before and after, it wastes our time, Papa. That's what wastes our time. So I'm trying to bring more contrast to the image, and here I chose the adjustment layer levels. And to do this, you just press the Alt key on the keyboard, then you just play with the sliders, the shadows and the highlights. You just play with it. When it begins to peak, you see that the image starts coming small here. Okay, I think it's the before and after that the layer work. I've not seen it. The number of big before and afters I did with this image, only God knows. So here I was seeing some issues on the lips, so the colors I I forgot I wasn't recording. So yeah, it's just simple. You just create a new layer, then you send the blend mode to color, then you paint the red on the lips. You'll be good to go. Next thing, I was just trying to play with the eyes. The eyes were looking dull, so I'm just trying to increase the brightness of the eye by dodging. So I used the dodge action. Yeah. Please let me know in the comments section if you want to learn how to create, or if I should create these actions for you. Yeah, I've learned how to create them. So let me know in the comments section if you want me to create the dodge bend, the frequency, the teeth whitening, and all the whatnots. Yeah, so let me know in the comment section if you want me to create some for you. So the next thing I did was the color lookup. Yes, also from Prince Meyson. Yeah, so I'm just playing with them. His signature skin tone Luts or Luts, any which way you call it, depending on where you attended your school. So you can add up as much color lookups or Luts that you want, just for the mood that you are in, like the mood that you want to get. Yeah, so here I think I did 3. Yeah, why not? Yeah, since the opacity is there to help me, why not? I can do more. So I just grouped them and I named them color. Before, after, a lot of before and afters here. The next thing, hue and saturation. I know what I was doing. I was just playing with the colors. I just wanted the lips to pop up more with the color, with the red. Yeah, so the hue and saturation adjustment layer is going to help you out. So you just invert, and then you brush over the lips to make the lips pop more or stand out. Yeah, so I also painted the eyeshadows. Yeah, that's how the makeup people call it, eyeshadow, right? Yeah, to make that place a bit more red. Another hue and saturation adjustment layer to make the blues in the eye pop more. I believe she's wearing what's the name? Oh, I've forgotten. Right. I just wanted the eye to pop more, the way to the soul, the eyes. Yeah. So more curves for I think I'm still dealing with the eye. Yeah, still dealing with the eye, make it more brighter. Yeah. When I was done, I just grouped them, named the layer eyes, and then a quick before and after. Yeah, the eyes popping. The eyes are popping, I should say. Another stamp visible layer, Ctrl-Alt-Shift-E, and then I was trying to work on the armpit, but Charlie. I can just crop them. I can just crop it out later. So yeah, I wanted to change the background, so I just selected the subject. Photoshop's AI has a pretty good way of selecting the subject, and then I duplicated Ctrl-J. You press Ctrl-J on your keyboard to duplicate or to copy and paste the selected subject or the selected item. Yeah, so that was what I was trying to do. So you just press Ctrl-J on the keyboard to paste the selected subject. I select the layer under the subject, went to my shape tools, drew a shape, a rectangular shape, by default is white. Then I just changed the color to a color that was more suitable for my eyes. Yeah, so that's what I did. Yeah, so I just chose a color which was similar to her skin. Then, boom, there you have it. Yeah, so I just playing around with some colors, but I just went back to that color. It was more suitable. So yeah, I just merged everything. Yeah, I merge everything. Otherwise, my machine will start running slow. So overall, this is what we have done. I think we've done a pretty good job. And that's what we've done. Oh, I've done. Yeah, this is what I've done. So I'll just play with the adjustment layers, brighten the image a bit. Yeah. Give it more contrast and something. Yeah, I'll just playing around with the sliders. I want to add some more vibrance to the image, so yeah, for you not to overdo it. You know, with this, your eye really can't see what you're doing. So I've learned that you send the blending mode to difference, you change it from normal to difference, then you slide it. When the image begins to peak, you know you are doing too much. You see, it's when it begins to peak, you know you are doing too much. So you just bring it down. Just bring it down until, you know, the peaking disappears. Yeah. And don't play with the saturation too much, otherwise it will also begin to peak. Yeah, you see. So you just slide it down to when the peaking disappears. And then you change the blending mode back to normal again. And then boom, you're good. So I'll just combine everything and merge. Okay. So before, after, before, after, before, after. I've done a decent job. Ooh, I love this image. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Ooh, I've done so much. I've done so well. So yeah, the armpits there was worrying me, so I just have to crop it out again. Yeah, so now it's looking good. It's looking good without that distracting armpits. Yeah, so quick before and after. I went to my action again to add a little bit of sharpness to it. Yeah. So I just a radius of I think 2.4 worked for me, and the image is looking quite sharper. Yeah. Right, so I want to do, so the next thing I did was, I think I did Liquify, you know, the lips part, you know, the part of the lip. I know the light didn't fall the wall, I know. So I'm just going to correct that, and you know, as I'm face shaping the jawline and yeah. Just shape the face a little, make it a little thinner. Yeah, not too much, just a tad. You see, before and after, it's good. So when I was done, I I just worked on the lips. Just worked on the lips, and then so the first two I chose was to freeze, the freezing tool. So you paint on where you don't want the whatever you're coming to do affect. So I don't want it to affect the face, otherwise you'll be shifting parts of the face. I just want to work on the lip. So let's choose that too, and I'll try to boost a little bit of Liquify, shift stuff. And you have to be very careful when doing Liquify, otherwise you just destroy your image. You have to be very careful when shaping your subject, otherwise you will destroy the image. And I'm not an expert with Liquify, so forgive me if I'm overdoing stuff. I think this is looking better. It's looking better. Quick before and after, and then I think I'm done. So this is our final image. This is the image that we worked on. This is the final image. We've done a pretty good job. This is the final image. It's looking so sharp and beautiful. I love it. Tell me how I did. Did I do well? Alright, please subscribe to my channel, like and share. Thank you so much, and until another video, bye bye.